How's it going, guys? Welcome to today's episode of the Technique Tune-Up. Unless I use a different name for it, in which case I'll double over what I just said and you'll never know what I said. So today we're going to be discussing hip hinges, specifically the SLDL, because that's what we discussed at the Team Full ROM Summit in Las Vegas. So before I show you the video from Vegas, where Dr. Mike and Jared Feather helped coach me through an SLDL, I'm going to give you the 5 cues they gave us so you kind of have the same context going into it. The first one is you want to have an anterior tilt to your pelvis, which is basically your pelvis is tilted forward like this. The second was tummy out. Third one is you want to point your butt up and back as if you're pointing it where the ceiling meets the wall, right? And so just pointing it at that crease. So one way you can visualize this is imagine there's a little pinhole sized camera there and you're running an OnlyFans account to pay for your steroids. Steroids aren't cheap, so you got to show your butthole directly to that camera so you can afford it. Then also, while you're doing that, remember to push your knees back. And the reason is you want to just keep as much tension as possible on your hamstrings. But again, there is some variability to how much your knees will be bent. That's kind of person to person, but you just don't want to lose tension by letting your knees come forward. So as much as you can go back, but as you'll see in these videos, my knees actually can't fully go back yet. And that's one thing I'm going to be working on this year. And then the fifth one is big chest. And so the 2 cues that I really need to focus on this year are going to be big chest and the butt up and back. So my problem is generally I was just pushing my butt backwards, not up. And so you'll see in my videos later that I was losing the arch in my back as I was doing them. And also I was doing a, baby bitch chest. So I was also just collapsing at the top and having a rounded back, which no good. All right. So without a further ado, let's get into the Vegas video.
Just one more. Good, and down as if you're going to do another one, then put it down.
How does that feel?
It feels pretty good, but I feel like normally, I always focus on doing butt back, but I always forget the camera thing,
That's what they want you to do.
Because I feel like if I focus more on that, I'll keep the arch, but I know I tend to stretch my back out, lose the arch completely when I get to the bottom.
A little bit.
So that seems to be my biggest thing with it. I had really bad leg mobility when I first started, 2 months ago, so this has been a good improvement so far.
Yeah, I think the big chest cue and slowing it down at the shins cue for you would help you quite a bit with feeling the stretch the entire range of motion.
Okay.
But it looked really good. It seemed like you were trying to take some of those cues already. So you felt the stretch a little more, even past that point in which you said you usually do.
The best he's done it.
Yeah.
That looked really good. So if you want to...
Why don't we do another set? We're going to take Mr. Jared's cues.
So keep that bar close.
Okay.
So, lower back. So now big chest, go ahead and be tight lower back. Nice exotic, yes, exactly. Nice and slow, nice and slow.
Chest
hips
up.
back, hips back.
Chest up.
Hips back.
Chest up.
Hips back.
And up. You don't have to go all the way to the ground. Just go until you feel your hamstrings losing tension. Just below your knees. Chest up. Chest up. Chest up. Up. Good. You feel that? Butt back. Chest up. Slow. Chest up. Chest up. Chest up. And up. Better. One more. Big chest the whole time. Big chest. Big chest. And up. Much better. And you can just put it down. Just put it back.
Very good.
Cool. And the hamstring flexibility is a work in progress.
Right.
And you just over time you're gonna be like, yeah, I need to go lower to get my best stretch.
I have, honestly, even if you feel like you can't touch the ground and your starting position is mid-shin, I like to just completely get rid of starting at the top for people who have trouble with the bottom position.
Okay.
And just try to feel the position before you even come off the ground.
Okay.
Get your hips up, get the nice neutral spine,
Give it a
big
shot.
chest.
Okay. So take your time to set up. So first reach for the bar and grab it. Next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start pushing your butt back. You're not lifting the bar, just pushing your butt back. And now take all of your effort to arch your back.
Big
Arch,
chest. Big,
arch,
big,
arch,
big.
arch even more. You feel
Push
your
back.
hamstrings
Push
yet?
back.
Yeah.
Good. And when you arch a little bit more and lift.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then slow. Chest up.
Big chest,
Chest up.
hips back, big chest,
Chest
hips
up.
back.
Chest up. And that's it. Good. You can let it go. Yeah.
Good job, man. Yeah.
I could really feel it that
That was
time.
much better. That was really good, man.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Alright guys, and to close out this video, over here is an example of my good mornings on the V-squat before I went to Vegas, and here's an example from earlier today, which is why I waited to upload this video so that I could actually do the good mornings again. Unfortunately, fixing these things is an iterative process. It's not like something someone tells you the technique and like,
My goodness, what an idea. Why didn't I think of that?
you start doing it perfectly every session after that, right? Since the hip hinges have 5 cues, instead of working on all 5 at once, I kind of just think of 2 at a time and then every week work on it. My next technique tune-up, or whatever the fuck I call this series, is probably going to be over my bench press and how I've been working on that. So thank you again for watching, and again, if there's anything you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below. The first thing you want to do is anterior pilt of... The first one is you're going to anterior pilt... Why do I keep saying anterior pilt? What the fuck? Okay. Come on, Hootan, you can speak English. You've lived in America for years. Okay, good talk.